Magandang araw! April Marcas po, ang inyong pretty ate sa Edtech Unit. Alam ba ninyo na may webinar o online training session ng Edtech Unit tuwing Sabado? Ang araw na ito ay nakalaan para sa ating mga mahal na kaguruan upang turuan sila ng mga bagong kaalaman at kakayahan sa paggamit ng makabagong software at applications para sa pinaka-epektibong paraan at lubos mapaghusay ang kanilang paraan ng pagtuturo. This is also a refresher session for our beloved teachers to enhance their skills in technology. Every Saturday, we will conduct webinar sessions for teachers about the use, advantages, and relevance of different blended learning software applications. Ang webinar seryeng ito ay magsisimula ng alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali para sa morning session. Magsisimula naman ng alauna at magtatapos ng alas 4 ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Educational Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd tayo and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
For our grade 12 students. And again, I am your tutor, Shen. And please do not forget our schedule. It's every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Also, please do not forget to like and share the following Facebook pages for ETUlay online tutorial. We have there DepEd Edtech Unit, DepEd Philippines, and DepEd tayo. As well as please like and share. Subscribe to the following YouTube channel. We have there DepEd Edtech Unit and DepEd TV. Okay. So once again, magandang umaga po sa ating mga viewers today, especially sa ating mga learners. Okay, I hope you are doing great sa inyong mga bahay, sa kanya-kanyang mga bahay, and as well as you are able to keep up all the tasks and activities given by your teachers po, no? And malapit na pong matapos ang quarter natin for Hope 4. So we are already in Week 6 na po tayo. Okay, we still have 2 more weeks, okay, after this week to be able to finish the subject Health Optimizing Physical Education and Health 4. And somehow we are about to start. Let me greet po ang ating mga viewers for today. Okay, batiin ko na po si Desiree Kurt Arboso. Yes, good morning sa'yo. Okay, from Antipolo City Senior High School. Good morning, Desiree. And also, welcome to our ETUlay online tutorial for Hope 4. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Okay. Ayan. So still, we will just welcome other students from different places in the Philippines. Sige, keep it coming na lang po. Again, good morning, and we are about to start ang ating Week 6. Okay. For our Week 6, we will be discussing on kayaking and canoeing. Last time, we started learning some aquatic recreational activities. I hope you could still remember the topics that we were able to learn last week. So are you guys excited to learn more about kayaking and canoeing? Somehow, mas familiar tayo, or maybe we are familiar with this kind of activity, but then we are more on to recreational swimming. So let's find out later on the characteristic, the nature of kayaking and canoeing. Let me present to you our most essential learning competency that is very important for us to learn. Okay, so that's we have there demonstrates proper etiquette and safety in the use of facilities and equipment. Okay, so we have added viewers po. Let me greet lang. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Lanilyn. So welcome for our ETUlay online tutorial for Hope 4. Good morning then, Camille and April and Shanilyn. Okay, so that's our learning competency. So we will learn more about the proper etiquette and safety in the use of facilities and equipment. These are the objectives we have first. Let us discuss the nature of kayaking and canoeing. So how does it differ with other aquatic recreational activities? Aside from that, let's demonstrate proper etiquette and safety in the use of facilities and equipment. And lastly, value the importance of proper etiquette and following the safety protocols in the use of facilities and equipment. Since we are in the current situation that there is COVID around the world, and we also have to follow yung mga safety protocols. Though it would depend kung MECQ, for example, hindi bawal pa ang gym. Okay, usually pag ECQ MECQ, bawal ang mga, it's not open for hindi open ang mga gym facilities, and limited pa rin yung mga outdoor activities natin. Though for MECQ, we can engage in jogging, but we have to follow yung mga safety protocols po natin. Let's have a quick review regarding our previous lesson. I hope you could still remember our lesson for week 5. So let's refresh ourselves with the previous topic. So good morning again. Yes, good morning, Jeline, Evelyn. Okay, good morning, Sir Paralag from De La Paz National High School. Welcome po. So students, our activity is, can you guess the pick? Regarding our previous lesson, ano po ba yung recreational activity that you have learned last week? Okay, so all you have to do is, as I showed the pic on the screen, you guess the picture, and somehow you can also give some characteristic or the use of that particular picture, or even what could be the effect or the cause or treatment for the following pictures. So let's start our first picture. Okay. So students, so we have this first picture. What do we call this picture? And can you tell me, can you cite any description about the picture that you can see on our screen? Anybody, students? While waiting for the answer po, good morning, Dominga Tapales from Tunga District. Good morning, Maria Concepcion Javier Bago. Yeah, welcome, Yolanda Punsalan. Welcome, Randy Tolentino, watching from SDO Santiago City. Okay, so sabi ni Desiree Nilahana, Kat, that is, yeah, so we have there the swimming fins. Very good. So this could aid us, no, underwater as we swim. How about the next picture? Kindly guess, ano naman po kaya ang picture na nakikita nyo? Ano pong tawag natin dito? You may also mention what could be the use or the function ng picture na nakikita po ninyo. So let me check what is your answer. Okay. Sabi ni Hazel Ligaya, it's, yeah, we have there the snorkel. Very good. Same thing with Kat. Her answer is snorkel. Yes. So that is a breathing device, no? So we can breathe air from above the surface, especially when the wearer's head is face downwards in the water. So we have there, tama po iyan, yan po ay snorkel. And the next picture, what do we have? Ano naman po kaya ang gamit nitong picture na to? So please mention, what is this picture? Yeah, good morning, John Lee de la Cruz from Kawayan City, Isabela. Yes, very good, Hannah. And also kay Antoinette, their answer is, yes, it's called goggles. And this kind of accessory, this equipment, it allows us, no, to see clearly underwater, and also we can also appreciate the living or the water or the marine lives or the water resources. So that's goggles. Okay. How about conditions? These are body conditions. Based on the picture, we talk about body conditions that might happen or that might experience of an individual if they are engaging to such physical activity. So we studied 4 body conditions. Having this picture, what body conditions can you think of? Among the 4, so by looking at the picture, ano po kaya ang body condition na ito? Okay, so let me check your answer po. Sabi ni Lanilyn, yes, that is correct. That is dehydration. Very good. So that is dehydration. Now, when we engage to such activities, we lose fluid, okay, in or water inside our body. And I hope, also during this hot weather, no, let's drink a lot of water to prevent us from dehydration. Let's have the next picture. Okay, how about this next picture? What kind of bodily condition is this? Okay, that is correct, Charlotte. We have there the hypothermia. So as you can see, no, nilalamig siya. So because there is a abnormally low body temperature ng isang individual, that's why he can experience hypothermia. Next. So I guess you can guess this body condition. It's the opposite of hypothermia. And we have there, yes, tama po, ang body condition naman na ito ay hyperthermia. So this is the opposite of hypothermia. So there will be an alarming rise of body temperature. Very good, students. So that is hyperthermia. That's correct, Carl Jasper. Next, the last one. Okay, how about this one? I guess you could also guess this one. Dahil ito na lang yung natitira sa bodily conditions that we've learned last time. And that is, if we push too hard ourselves in training or engaging sa physical activities, an individual might lead to, yes, that's correct, Channeline, we have there overexertion. So overexertion, it's also the same with overtraining. Good work, students. For our review, you're able to remember what you have learned last time. Let's now have another activity. It's entitled Essential Question. Now, I want you to look at the pictures that I will flash on the screen later on. So you look at it, and I want you to create a question based on the shown pictures. Again, sa picture na ipapakita ko po, I want you to create a certain question, kahit one question that is related with this picture. So any question that you can think of, and later on, masagot natin yung mga essential question na inyong naisip as we go along with our discussion today. Sige nga po, students, kindly create a question out of this picture. Sige, while waiting for your question related to the picture, let me greet our viewers. Yes, good morning. Shari May Sabado from Malig Central School, Maine. Okay, can you think of a certain question related with this picture? Now, sabi ni Evelyn, what recreational activity are present in that picture? Okay, so based on the picture, what do we call this recreational activity? Okay, thank you for that, Evelyn. Sabi naman ni Channeline, what are the equipments needed to perform the activity? Very good. According to Hazel Ligaya, is that activity safe? Good. From Lanilin naman, habay-habay, what are the safety tips in performing this activity? Good job, students. So same thing kay Desiree, no? What recreational activity is shown? Good. Are there any other questions that you can think of with this picture? So let's take note of that, no? What is that recreational activity? Is that safe? What could be some safety tips? Okay. Equipment needed for this? Okay. All right. Or even the benefits. What are the very good? What are the benefits of this particular recreational activity? Good work, students. And let's now start and know more about this picture. So we are going to talk about kayaking and canoeing. Let's learn its nature, its characteristic. So both canoeing and kayaking involve paddling a small craft through the water. They are low-impact activities that can improve your aerobic fitness, strength, and flexibility. So you can see that since it's a physical activity, we can really benefit from this kind of activity because of the physical benefits, even mental benefits that we can gain from this activity. So we have their kayaking and canoeing. We're gonna learn more about this po. But let's identify, no, how do they differ with each other? Yes, we know that this activities, kayaking and canoeing, they are, they are both an aquatic activity. So they usually use we call this a small craft, and they are paddling through the water. Look at this picture. So you could also see the difference. Though they are used this kind of fun and somehow sa ibang activity niya or anong type niya, no, it can be a challenging activity. So how do they differ from each other? So you can see this is the paddle. Saan kaya dyan ang canoe for canoeing, and where is the kayak for kayaking? So can you guess ano po kaya ang pagkakaiba nila? How they look? Yes, they differ, no? Sa mismo sa itsura, what else? Even the paddle that they used or a boat driver used in this particular activity. So you can see ang paddle, and yung as you can see the vessel kung open ba siya or closed ba siya. Okay, so that's how we can differ kayaking and canoeing. Okay, Raymond Baltasar already mentioned, no, yung difference ng canoe and kayak. Okay, so let me read Raymond's answer. In kayak, the paddler is seated and he uses a double-bladed paddle, pulling the blade through the water. And sabi niya, alternate sides. Okay, may idea na siya. Meanwhile, when we talk about canoe, maaaring ang paddler or yung boat driver, they kneel or they can sit, but they are just using single-bladed paddle. So I guess you could already you already know rather which one is for canoeing and which one is for kayaking. So thank you for that, Raymond. So let's start with canoe. So canoe, this is an open vessel. So it's open, as you can see here. And the boat driver or the paddler, he sits or kneels inside this canoe, and he is using a single-bladed paddle to be able to push the craft to the water. So we have there the canoe. Next is the kayak. A kayak is an enclosed vessel, and the person sits in the kayak. So you can see here, this is where he sits. And then he is about to extend his legs. And this is what we call the double-bladed paddle. Okay, so that's the difference between the kayak and the canoe. So for kayaking, usually it allows the boat driver to maneuver through waterways. So sabi natin, he will sit face forward as he propel ahead. Sabi kanina ni Raymond, alternating side to side ng paddle strokes. And also for canoeing, a boat driver or a paddle is just using a single-bladed. Aside from this recreational activity, going back with our history as well, no, it also a means of transportation. Commonly, it's a means of transportation. Before, it is just made up of wood in some in a skin that is a common material para lang i-cover yung boat. So that was before. But gradually, as people started using variety of materials to build this kayak and also this canoe. Ang mga materials na to make it more para maging mas matibay, durable, they are now using fiber, glasses, okay? It's made up of fiber or iba naman ay plastic. Meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng paddling activities. So as we paddle using this canoe and as we use this kayak, we can do different paddling activities. So ano kaya yung pagkakaiba ng mga paddling activities? Well, the activity is yung iba it is adapted, kumbaga na-design kasi siya para ma-fit yung demands ng intended activity or even the environment. So let's learn about the different types of paddling activities. So first we have there the flat water recreation. So ano po ba yung flat water recreation? Well, it's the most activity that people can imagine when they think of canoeing or kayaking. Yung tipong you just gently paddle down sa isang calm river or lake, okay? And you enjoy sightseeing. So na-enjoy mo yung calm ocean waters o inland lake system. So that's the flat water recreation. Aside from that, meron naman din tayong tinatawag na sea kayaking. So particularly, okay, sa sea, sa dagat. So this is paddling in the sea. Next, we also have this sailing. Kumbaga yung canoe or yung kayak, okay, nilagyan natin, it is fitted with a sail. That's for sailing. We also have what we call surf kayaking. So we use a kayak and then kumbaga it is fitted with a fin kesa yung mga parang mga surfboard, okay? Rather like a surfboard itong ginagamit for surf kayaking. Also for kung meron tayong mga mga pang low impact na activity for canoeing and kayaking, meron din tayong maaaring maging vigorous activity na siya for this kind of recreational activity. So this we have what we call the sprint racing. So from the word racing, so pabilisan, so it's a race using the canoe or kayak across a calm water. So remember, we have there the calm water. Next, we have the ocean racing. Okay, so typically ito ay sinasagawa sa ocean, and this would require extreme skills and fitness. Okay, so that's for ocean racing. We also have the marathon racing. Okay, so marathon medyo ang race nito ay it's a lengthy race. Okay, so for example, they are racing down a long river. Next one, we have there what we call the slalom. Okay, what do we call the slalom? For slalom, an individual here, okay, kumbaga, when he do this activity, that would be against the clock. Meaning to say, the boat driver or the paddler, okay, would negotiate with the water course. Kumbaga, merong mga steering obstacles, okay, around that a certain individual has to go through. Next one, we have what we call the canoe polo. Now, this consists of players. No, it can consist 2 teams, and each 2 teams consist of 5 players, and they would compete to score using a water polo ball. So meron po tayong tinatawag na water polo ball. That's why it's called a canoe polo. Next one, we have the so-called freestyle. This is what the paddler does in this particular activity is kumbaga they do some acrobatic tricks as they maneuver a river. Kumbaga, for example, it features a wave or a hole. So those are some of the acrobatic tricks that a paddler can perform. And last, and also meron din tayong tinatawag na wild water. Actually, no. Let me add the wild water. It's a competition. They call it as an ultimate combat. Kumbaga, yun na yung medyo extreme, no? Kasi it's like human versus the river. Okay, so we're in, kumbaga, yung flow ng river, flowing water. So that's why, kumbaga, yung skills needed, okay, yung strength as well as you combat with the river. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag naman nating wild water. Let's now move on to the health benefits of canoeing and kayaking. So, kanina, no, may nag-ask, sabi ni Makaraeg kanina na what could be the benefits as if you engage to this particular activity. Let's have here first, it can improve one's cardiovascular fitness. Now, as we go through the water, as you paddle through the water, no, it can be a good activity that could benefit your heart. So, as you do this kind of activity, meron ding mga study, no, conducted with this kind of activity na when you engage this kind of water activity, it enables us to pump blood, okay, around the body more efficiently. And as particularly as you paddle, no, it could take for example 30 minutes or depende, no, it could take you an hour as you engage to this activity. Next, we have increased muscle strength. So that's also one. Since, for example, what are the body parts that is moving when we do this canoeing and kayaking? So we usually use our back, our arms, even our shoulders and chest, kasi as we paddle through the water. Another is it can increase torso and leg strength. Okay, kumbaga, with this particular activity of canoeing and kayaking, no, kasi it's a rotating torso and somehow affected na din because we apply pressure sa ating legs, okay, as we paddle. And lastly, it can reduce risk of wear and tear on joints and tissues natin. Well, depende din kasi sa paddling activity, but mostly if it's a recreational canoeing and kayaking, it is considered a low impact activity. So it's like you're just paddling and then you're just enjoying the scenery. So that's why hindi siya katulad ng tumatakbo ka when you run, okay, we're in that case mas napupuwersa ang inyong mga joints, okay, mas napupuwersa ang inyong muscles, and yung risk because of this low impact activity, no, so mas ma-reduce ang risk para sa wear and tear joints. Meaning to say, or in a nutshell, no po, kumbaga mas hindi tayo prone sa mga body injuries if we engage in a recreational canoeing or kayaking. Now, may nag-ask din kanina what are some of the equipment used for this kind of activity. So let's know yung tinatawag nating basic kit for canoeing and kayaking. So these are the things that you need as well if you engage to this kind of activity. So first, syempre kailangan nyo ng canoe or a kayak. So that's one. Next, you have there the appropriate paddle that you need. So kung double-bladed ba siya o single-bladed paddle lang siya. And it's for beginners or better na rin as you do this kind of activity, you have this what we call the personal flotation device na tinatawag natin. Okay? So it's PFD. Okay? Ano tong personal flotation device? Kumbaga, you have a life vest or a life jacket, okay, to be used in this kind of activity. Next, we have there yung helmet na tinatawag natin. So this is needed, okay, if there would be a chance na it would hit your head on something hard. Kung sakaling, for example, hindi calm yung water. So just in case for a hard object na pwedeng tumama sa inyong head. Meron tayong tinatawag na wetsuits, okay, and also the spray deck. Wetsuits, isama nyo na rin dyan yung tinatawag nating wet booties. Okay? Now, as a boat driver or a paddler engaged to this activity, syempre they have to wear comfortable clothes. Okay? And usually, pwedeng ang ginagamit nila dyan, no, yung tops nila, the usual is they're using rash guards. So, ang rash guard kasi, it's made of polyester or nylon blended. Okay? And, kumbaga, it's quick drying. Kumbaga, it can be stretched well. And, yung mga iba kasing rash guard, no, it consists of yung tinatawag nating mga pang-protection against damage sa UV rays. So, that's for rash guard. Yung iba naman, they are just using ng mga quick dry, yung mga board shorts na tinatawag or some comfortable quick dry pants. Yung parang mga ginagamit, yung mga parang ginagamit sa mga synthetic yoga pants. Okay, so that's how can we describe a quick dry pants. And yung tinatawag natin, sabi ko kanina, ng mga yung wetsuit booties. Okay, and kumbaga, it would protect your toes, okay, or your feet. And also kasi, syempre, if you're in this kind of activity, no, because you're into the water, all right? So, para hindi kayo din masyado nilalamig. Okay, so you have these wetsuits. And yung tinatawag naman po nating spray, we have this spray deck. Okay? Ito naman po ay isang flexible waterproof na kino-cover sa boat. So, kino-cover sa kayak, sa canoe. Kasi 'di ba makikita nyo, particularly mas ano natin sa kayak kasi it's an enclosed vessel po, no? Unlike for canoe. So, in that case, kino-cover nila yung boat kung saan yung merong hole for the passenger space. Okay? So, especially, this spray deck is designed to prevent water from entering the boat while the individual is enjoying, okay, canoeing or kayaking. As he paddle through the water and enjoy also the scenery ng calm river or ocean or sea. All right, let's continue. So those are the basic kits for canoeing and kayaking. These are the things that you need when you engage to this activity. So pwede nyo na rin isama kasi, no? Ito kasi yung pinaka-basic. Other than that, your personal stuffs na pwede nyong dalhin when you do this activity, it's also necessary na meron kayong first aid kit. Okay? So in case of emergency or may mga injuries that you might experience, kung malayuan, mahabang oras ang engage nyo sa activity na to, so might as well bring some drinkable water or even yung mga kahit mga foods, mga small pack of high energy foods. Or somehow, kung calm naman din kasi ang water, okay, kung basang-basa ka na, you could have your clothes, your dry clothes. Pero syempre, yung dry clothes and your cell phone, your mobile phones, dapat nakalagay siya sa isang waterproof container. So those are some of the personal stuffs that or things that you can bring when you engage in this particular activity. Now, as we enjoy this kind of activity, o isama na rin po natin yung mga iba't ibang recreational activities that we can do outdoors or indoors, we also have to consider yung tinatawag nating proper etiquette and safety in the use of facilities and equipment. Now that we have pandemic, okay, meron tayong mga safety protocols na dapat din nating isaalang-alang that we also have to follow, especially kung ano yung paalala from ng IATF, protocols from IATF. So we have to follow those safety protocols. So let's learn first yung mga proper etiquette and safety in the use of facilities and equipment. So you can also this would depend on the kind of activity. Pero in general, one of the proper etiquette is we have to take care in using facilities and equipment. So kung nasa gym man po kayo, or if you're doing this canoeing and kayaking, so we have to, kumbaga pangalagaan natin, gamitin natin ng tama, for example, yung mga dumbbells, okay, yung mga canoe, yung kayak, yung paddle. Kung if it's a dance studio, right? Or even sa mga pang facilities sa Zumba class, whatever equipment you have in this kind of activity, you have to take care of it. Aside from that, you also have to return the equipment properly. So actually, kung saan mo siya kinuha, ibalik din natin kung saan siya dapat nakalagay. And hindi rin yung basta bara-bara lang natin na ibabalik kung saan man siya nakalagay. So handle it, sabi nga natin, let's take care of it, handle it with care as we return the equipment. Next, let's leave the venue clean. So usually, the facilities, yung mga organizers or yung may-ari ng facilities na yon, okay, they would want na malinis, maayos ang gamit and also the venue. So as we leave the area, so panatilihin din natin na malinis, okay, free from trash, from garbage, or yung mga personal stuffs ninyo na nakakalat. This is very important. We have to practice proper hygiene. Okay. Needed kung we have to wash our hands, right? As well as pag pinapawisan na tayo, okay, we have to use we use a towel, a face towel, or we can use some sanitizers or also alcohol as we use some of the equipment in the facilities in whatever recreational activity we are into. Also, syempre we have to be nice. We are not, kumbaga, somehow you are renting, there are people in that particular venue. Kumbaga, we should also show our respect to the staff or even to the other individuals who are also engaging to that particular activity. Okay, as we talk to them, okay, or as we respect their time when they are doing that particular activity. So please, it's a general rule. Let's be nice to the individuals, okay, you that you see or yung that you socialize, yung nakakahalubilo nyo within the venue. Next is the safety protocol. So this is very important, and as the gym or other mga physical activities, may mga businesses wherein they're into physical activities, no? There are certain safety protocols that we have to follow, and we also have to respect. We respect and follow. I guess you're very familiar with this, that we should have a safe entry everywhere naman po, no, particularly sa Pilipinas. If it's an indoor establishment, there is a temperature check. So in all sports facilities, so needed talaga to, just to check your body temperature. Other than that, we have to maintain a physical distancing. So particularly what they suggest po, no, na dapat it's kung nasa 2-meter distance, pero they prefer na kapag ito po ay isang activity wherein it's a high intensity activity. So maintain a 3-meter distance. So that's for mga high movement exercises or high movement physical activities. Next, wear a mask. This is very important to protect us from the virus as well. Pero kapag pag strenuous activities, no, kumbaga that could be a barrier, kasi pag active and intense ang activity, so there would be an increase of breathing rate, okay? But kung mga hindi naman siya strenuous activity, so I hope we have to wear our mask. And sa atin, no, aside from that, mask, face shield, gumagamit din po tayo nun. Next, we have, this is, if possible to, no? Kasi ang virus, kumakapit din siya sa iba't ibang objects. So if it's possible, I hope you can bring your own personal equipment. So para at least alam mo ikaw lang gumagamit, okay? If in case na hindi ito maiiwasan, so better na syempre you sanitize, okay? You wipe it, basta sanitize, you wipe it with alcohol before using the equipment. If in case you cannot bring your own equipment. Aside from that, so ito rin po, no, let us avoid touching common public objects with our hands. Okay? Sabi ko nga, ang virus kumakapit, kumbaga yung span ng pagkapit ng virus would also depend whatever material siya, no? Pag sa metal, medyo mas matagal kasi ang kapit ng virus. Next, and the last one po, no? When we perspire because we engage to a physical activity, especially if it's an active one, we really tend to perspire a lot. And with that, better use your towel, because sabi nga, we have to avoid touching our face using our hands. So that's are some of the common safety protocols that we have to remember and we have to follow para maprotektahan ang ating mga sarili from the virus. So we know that the importance and benefits of physical activities. But then on, although we wanted to be, we want to be active and we want to achieve some um, fitness, okay, we want to achieve fitness, we also have to bear in mind yung safety natin as we do this particular activity. All right? So those are the basic first aid, I rather basic kit for canoeing and kayaking, and what is implemented these days as we engage to physical activities. Okay? Now let's wrap up. Sige po, let me greet Jeremiah. Good morning from GTD LNHS. Good morning, Catalina de Guzman from Caloocan, SDO, Santiago City. Yeah, good morning po. Now, let's wrap up. Okay. And let's have the activity safety in the new normal. Now, I want you to tell me, you type in using our comment box, what are your thoughts and feelings in terms of safety protocols in handling canoeing and kayaking equipment and the facilities in time of pandemic? Okay? So ano po ba yung mga dapat nating isalang-alang, dapat nating tandaan? Ano po ang inyong mga naiisip? Ano po ang inyong mga nararamdaman? Okay? Ano yung sa tingin yung dapat gawin as we engage to this canoeing and kayaking activity? Okay. Also, when it comes to the protocol, safety protocols, the proper etiquette as we engage to this activity. Now, students, can you write your thoughts and feelings about this using our comment box? While I'm waiting, let me greet Kiana Esturia from 12 ABM Ramos, General T. De Leon National High School. Also kay Sebastian Jos Benaventura. Good morning as well, Carl Steven Busog. Let me also greet Franz Rain Vallesfin from Ramos GTD LNHS. Good morning po. So students, kindly tell me what are your thoughts and feelings about the safety protocols and even the proper etiquette as you handle canoeing and kayaking equipment. So let me check. Ano kaya ang inyo pong naiisip? So what do we have to bear in mind? What are the things that you have to follow as well? Okay, good morning, Orlando San Victores and Rovelyn Solis, watching from Bonifacio Memorial Elementary School. So actually, yes, this sabi ni Yuan Gabriel Fajardo, what grade po ito? Particularly po for grade 12, senior high school. This is Health Optimizing Physical Education 4. Okay, sabi ni Rovelyn Solis, no, we have to, so still, no, wash our hands, sanitize our hands, probably before, during and after using the different equipments. So for example, you can sanitize yung canoe, yung kayak, yung paddle before you use it. Yes, that is correct, Rovelyn. Thank you for that. How about the others po? What are your thoughts and feelings as you handle this canoe and kayak equipment? You might include as well safety protocols and proper etiquette. While waiting, you're welcome, Orlando San Victores. Yeah, hi Kian, watching from Caloocan, SDO Santiago City. Yeah, aside from washing your hands, as we handle, yes, after doing the activity ng canoeing and kayaking, so we have to return properly the equipment. Yes, that's correct. So sabi ni another from Rainson, yan, sinabi niya na handling equipment, it must be sanitized first. Okay, very good. Lanilin, for Lanilin Habay-Habay, before doing the activity, we should make sure that we are healthy enough for us not to be infected easily as well. Yes, that is correct, no? Hindi lang dahil sa kagustuhan natin gawin ang activity na ito. So, we should also be, physically, mentally ready as we do this activity. Yeah, following the health protocols, that is correct. From Francesca Macaraeg, so we have to consider a lot of proper etiquette. So, Francesca, no, may I request na please be more specific as we consider this a lot of proper etiquettes po, no, and safety protocols. According to Evelyn, so better if we bring some first aid kit in case of injuries or emergencies. That's correct, Evelyn. Thank you. Now, though we have this, may sinasabi tayong mga health protocols, no? Sabi ni Penny Narisma, we have to follow. Also, maintain or keep social distancing according to Orlando. And also, okay, nasabi na rin ni Chenely, no, we have to bring back the equipment in its right place. Kasi there would be other individuals who would use those equipment. Okay, so social distancing, follow the health protocols, sanitize, and also also you have to check your body as well if you are ready enough to engage to this particular activity. Thank you so much, students, for your participation, your active participation for today's lesson. I appreciate it so much. And that ends our lesson for week 6 about kayaking and canoeing. I hope you're able to learn about the nature and characteristic of kayaking and canoeing. Also, if it's possible, there would be a time that you can engage in this activity because you know for the fact na merong mga benefits tayong makukuha sa ganitong klaseng activity. And again, thank you for tuning in for our ETUlay online tutorial, and for your comments, suggestions. Do not forget to email us. Your comments and suggestions are very welcome. Just email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. And then again, this is your tutor Shen. Thank you. Thank you so much. And always remember, sabi ko nga, be tougher than your excuses. Dare to be fit. So since you cannot do this activity yet, no, please do physical activities, active physical activities while you are staying at home. Thank you so much. And muli, kita-kita po tayo next week. Keep safe and God bless everyone.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!